Namaste. Wanted to come on and talk about a topic that is trending lately, and maybe what's not being said about the topic. So, the topic is depression, and a lot of us, pretty much everyone on the planet, has experienced some kind of depression in their life, whether they're aware of it or not. And so for myself, I've pretty much had experienced depression about half of my life. I have been on and off several different medications, different dosages of medication. I've been suicidal. I've been a cutter. And so speaking from experience, there's all of these things trending about, like, oh my gosh, like I've struggled with depression as well. Please reach out to me if you need help, if you need someone to talk to. I'm here for you. Reach out, right? And kind of the reality of being in that state is you're not going to reach out to someone. At least I won't. When I'm in that state of depression, I don't reach out to anyone, actually, because I feel like I'm not really fun to be around. And I also, it's kind of like, well, I don't want other people to feel sad if they're feeling happy, right? And so sort of kind of suffering alone. And I know that is probably pretty common. And so, as a friend who, is feeling okay in their life or feeling joy, reaching out to your friend and really checking your friends, if you're noticing that they're not showing up as much, in any way, shape, or form, like to their job, to class, to hanging out with people, if they're kind of bailing last minute, if they're experimenting with any alcohol or any substances at all. These are all kind of signs that they may be in it. They may be in this dark place. And so you reaching out to them is a really, really powerful thing that you can do. And it's just so simple, right? We can get so caught up in our own lives and in our own space that we kind of are like, oh yeah, I have noticed that, so-and-so hasn't been coming around much. Maybe I should reach out to them and see how they are. And it's so simple as just texting them and saying, hey, how are you? Or like, hey, where have you been lately? And that is just so powerful to hear from a depressed person, because they're feeling alone and they're feeling like no one else cares, and they're feeling like, especially if you're having suicidal thoughts, you're feeling like no one will care if I'm gone, or no one will care if I don't show up to work, or no one will care, right? And so reaching out to your friends, and they may not tell you how they're actually feeling. They may not. Sometimes I don't. But that simple act is really, for a short amount of time, it gets the depressed person sort of out of their state for a second and is like, oh, I do have friends. I do have people in my life that I can reach out to. I do have people that are there, right? And so, reach out to your friends. And especially reach out to your strong friends, because they're the ones that are going to be like, nope, I'm fine. I got it. Everything's good. I can handle it on my own, right? So, yeah. And then I wanted to talk about also kind of what depression is from a bioenergetic standpoint. So bioenergetics is really using the body as a tool or as a door or gateway, a portal, if you will, to accessing these deeper layers within us, in our emotional body, and in our mental body. So there's all these kind of specific exercises that you can do to kind of release stagnation in the body, because we already know that, you know, a lot of our trauma, our emotions, our thought processes are all stored in the body and eventually manifest in a physical way. And so you're accessing kind of the outermost layer of this being, of this body, and opening up other stagnations or other energetic traumas or emotions that are being stored. And so the other thing is, they say, you know, depression is really a basis of not being in reality, right? It's kind of living in the past. We're having all these thought processes of like, oh, I should have done that thing, or maybe I should like apologize to this person that I was mean to. And then it's kind of this like bullying that we do of ourselves. We're like, oh, I just can't do anything. Why can't I be smarter? Why can't I be prettier? Like whatever it is. And then it's just like a pile-on of thoughts that put all of our energy up here, right? And even from a yogic perspective, when all of our energy is up here, it can be very hard to realize what's happening in the rest of the body and below. And so what we want to do is bring all of that energy back into the body and back into the feet and really, really ground. A depressed person is really, really ungrounded. And so finding ways to ground yourself, and this may look like going for a walk. You know, for me, sometimes sometimes I just get on my mat and I just do like a cat-cow and like maybe some hip stretches. And then I'm good, right? Because the other part of it is just moving your body, right? When we're in a depressed state, we're in kind of a yin state, which is a very slow, like not a lot of movement, and a stagnation that happens in the body, which in turn kind of happens and spills out into your life in other ways, right? And so you really want to find movement, and then find some compassion for yourself to know that, you know, you don't always have to do something really great or really extravagant. You know, you don't always have to go for a bike ride or some other vigorous activity. Yeah, that's great if you can actually, you know, do that, but sometimes, you know, when you're in that place, it's really hard to find movement in general. So, and maybe I'll post kind of a video of some exercises that you can do, but yeah, finding a way to ground yourself, plug into your feet, plug into your hips, plug into your sit bones, and really root down any way that you can. And then the other part is to increase the breath, right? So what happens in a depressed person is the breath is really, really weakened and really soft. And so not a lot of air or prana is coming into the body. And so finding some pranayama exercises that you can do to really start to build up that energy and allow the breath to really travel throughout the body and throughout these places that are probably stagnant. And then really just setting small goals for yourself. Because what happens when we're in that state is we set these like tremendous goals for ourselves that are unrealistic, right? And then we don't meet them, and then we're just like back to the bullying and like, oh my gosh, I couldn't even do this one thing, you know. And so setting small goals for yourself and really like praising yourself for meeting those goals, right? So if all I'm gonna do is sit on my mat for 5 minutes cross-legged, that's all I'm gonna do, right? But I'm gonna like pat myself on the back and be like, yeah, Christine, you did that. You moved your body. You took a second to ground, whether it was 5 minutes or 20 minutes. And what happens is when you consistently start to show up like that, is you're literally changing your brain chemistry and moving in the direction out of out of the shell and out of the dark place. So, yeah. Lots of things happening, but let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you found this helpful at all. And yeah, reach out to your friends. Reach out, check up on them. Let them know that you care. Let them know that you're there. And know that if you're in that place, it's guaranteed that someone else is in that place too at the same time. It's just how it works. We're all connected. So let me know if you have questions. Thank you so much for watching. It's been a while since I've done a video, so yeah, hope you have a wonderful evening, and namaste.